Hey everybody, what's going on? Your host AMF1534 here. Welcome back to Let's Play some more Gran Turismo, the ultimate driving simulator. So what we got done in the last episode was we stepped in to do the Sunday Cup, and we absolutely obliterated everybody in there, and we got a big old chunk of cash for doing it, as you can see right down there. Also, what we got for our trouble was this nice little Mazda Demio A-Spec, which we don't really have any purpose for it right now, but I think we may have something that we can do with it a little bit later. But, now that we've got that big old chunk of money, it is time to beef the living shit out of this car. I can't wait for it. This is going to be awesome. Alright, so we're going to throw that racing air filter in there. Jeez! 30 HP for just that thing? 30 hexagonal pornographies? Not pornographies, I'm calling them pornographies because I can say whatever the hell I want. Now let's check out this intercooler. A racing one? God! Man, we are getting all the cheap yet totally pertinent upgrades here. Might as well just knock out the last one. Man, dude, we're gonna be balling right now. What the hell else can we do with this thing? I mean, how much higher can this thing go? Wow, dude, this thing could be freaking crazy. This MA70 Super can turn some damn heads if we really wanted to. Not like I'm really going to do it or anything, but man, that's wild. Okay, we should probably maybe look at some brakes. If we're going to, with that massive jump in power, we should probably have something to bring us to a stop a little bit. Never mind. I immediately rescind that statement. Maybe like some tires then? Oh man, that's just not going to happen at all, is it? Alright, well, I guess we're just going to have to roll with it then. You know, I think we're going to be okay, though. I think we've got all of the fuel that we could ever need for this situation. At least I hope. I know that if we really need to, we could do qualifying laps, and that would probably, you know, get us a little bit extra money and maybe some peace of mind for this. But I think we're, just with how much we improved with those upgrades, I don't see a situation where these cars are still going to be better than me somehow. I think we're probably going to have the edge here. We're just going to have to start from the back. Not to mention, I've also got all of the, fuel that I'm going to need for this challenge as well, because I just got done eating the final box in the pantry of Star Wars themed macaroni and cheese. The proper thing to take on any challenge with in life. Because, nothing says take on a challenge like overly cheesy mac and cheese that is somehow better tasting than the original stuff. I don't know why, because it's the same exact shit. But it's weird, like, all of the themed macaroni and cheeses by Kraft seem to taste better than the original one. Not like the original one is bad or anything, but I just always found that really strange. So, oh well, I'm feeling good, man. I've had an awesome day today. I actually, for the first time in my working career, I finally got to go and play a business golf game with my dad and one of our business vendors, and it was super cool. Like, normally, whenever he goes and plays business golf games, I'm always still at work, and so he usually just, you know, goes by himself. But because it was my day off today, he's like, hey, you got the day off today, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, well, do you wanna come with us? We're gonna go play Cross Creek, which is like my ultimate favorite course around here. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna go. Super tight. See, like, you'd wave, and it's way cooler that you actually wanted me to go with you. So we go down there, and I ended up winning for like the first time at this course in I don't even know how long. Like, I can count the amount of times that I've beaten my dad playing golf, probably on two hands over the course of the last 20 years since I started playing golf when I was 7. Like, I don't beat him very often. We're pretty even in skill, but he always just seems to beat me by like 2 or 3 strokes every fucking time. But I finally beat him by 3, and I beat our vendor guy. We both beat him pretty good. I beat him by 15. But he's only been golfing like once in the last like year and a half, and he hasn't really played very much in general, and he's only been playing for like a couple of years. So I think I may have a little bit more experience under my belt than he did. But I truthfully could have shaved like an extra 5 strokes off my game today. I'm kind of bummed about it. Like, normally, like, my driving and my fairway irons are pretty inconsistent. And then my putting is where I really make my money, even though I've never bet on that before, because I know better than to put money on games of golf, because I know for the love of God I'm never going to win it if I do. Come on, baby. Final stretch. We gotta get a good turn here. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. You can get around that RX-7. Come on. Yeah! Oh, baby. Come on. We just got to fend him off for the last stretch here. I think we got him. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! That's what I'm talking about, baby. You have been thwarted by me. That's my shit right there. So yeah, dude. Like normally my woods and my irons, they're pretty inconsistent, but like if I get a hold of it, like no, sometimes I can just be super on my game. Like if I drive and I really get a hold of it, I can beat the living hell out of that thing. It's just that like because I still have some baseball mechanics in me, I'll kind of like my shoulder dipping and other things kind of get in the way, and it messes up my my swing, and so that'll make me slice or hook it like fucking crazy. But both of those were on today for the most part, and then my putting was what failed me. I couldn't friggin' believe it. I mean, part of it was because the greens were so damn fast, but the other part of it was that I was trying out a new putter today. My dad picked up a new Odyssey putter for me, which I mean those things are they're like really nice putters. They're like probably like $150 or so, and so I was like really excited to use it over my older one since I let the business rep guy use my older one because he didn't have one in his bag, which is crazy to think. But I couldn't like get a grasp of just like the way that it felt when I was using it, and just like the weight of it felt totally different, and so like it had a lot more power in it whenever I'd putt with it. Like I had probably 2 or 3 of the worst putts of my entire life today with that damn thing. I had a couple where I was maybe only like 5 feet away from the hole, but like just like not even putting that hard, I'd end up like tapping it, and the thing would roll like 10 feet away from the hole on a green where there was no downward slope at all. Like that thing was it just kept on fucking rolling. I just couldn't seem to kind of get it down and feel comfortable with it, even though I did hit a really nice 11-foot putt during the course of everything, so that was cool. But I did have the longest drive of my entire life today, dude. It was so satisfying and awesome, and it was just one of those moments where as soon as you did it, you're just like, oh yeah, that was me, man. And like everybody, and like my dad and the other guy, he was just like, whoa, man, you blasted that thing. It was on the 8th hole, and we just played 9 holes today, just because playing 18 holes would have taken us forever. And so I walk up to the tee box, and it was like a 380-yard hole, pretty wide open one, nothing really that crazy in there. Oh boy, don't lose it, dude. This car is it wants to spin out and just flip around like a fish out of water so bad. I am trying everything in my power to keep that thing under control, because it really wants to like fishtail and swing around in some of those turns, just like it's like an alcoholic being presented with a beer and doing everything in your power not to drink it. He's just like, but I want it so bad. I want it so bad. But yeah, dude, I stepped up to the tee box, and I took my practice cuts, and I kind of approached the ball, and as soon as I started my swing, I was like, oh man, this is gonna feel good. And I go down to that thing, and as soon as I made contact with the ball, dude, it just fucking launched off of it. Like it had like that feeling, like from the home runs in Triple Play 2001, where you hit it and it sounds like it just explodes like a nuclear warhead off the bat. It felt and sounded the same way coming off the club like that as well, dude. It was so awesome. And it just went perfectly straight, and it seemed like it was just never gonna come down. It was awesome. And yeah, it was the first drive I've ever had in my life that went over 300 yards. I think like approximately it came out at about 305, because I have like this little tiny pocket scope thing that you can see like the distance to the pin roughly, and it was, when I walked up to the ball and measured it, it was about 75 yards away. So it was yeah, right around like 305. But dude, it was like the greatest moment, because I don't know, I hadn't had a shot like that all in years, or at all really. And so I was super down, but my putter failed me, man. I got like super sunburnt too. Like I've got all sorts of like aloe vera and like lotion on my face right now to make sure this doesn't peel, because I got fried out there. Like there's definitely there was like no cloud cover and no trees to really provide shade either. It's just like a wide open course out there, and oh man, I got toasted. I got toasted like a marshmallow. Without the tastiness part of the marshmallow, I'm sure I just taste like burnt skin right now. Oh, this is weird. Oh, I don't like this at all. Oh, we're going the other way? What the hell is going on with this? Whenever, like, doing this race in Gran Turismo 2, like, 90% of the time, so I think there was still a scenario where you had to race this way. Like, most of the time, you would definitely go the other way. Oh, I don't like this at all. I mean, at least we get the part that I hate the most out of the way, but this is definitely the part I hate the most out of the whole freaking thing. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Please don't spin out. Please don't spin out. I mean, the nice thing about this track is that it's long enough that you can get away with certain things, because it's long enough that you can kind of, you know, mount a little bit of a comeback in the end, but you really want to try to not do that. Wise words from Adam, the most obvious motivational speech in the world. So yeah, dude, it was a lot of fun though. Like, I definitely need to go out and play some more golf before summer's over, because that's definitely the best time to play. Oh god, not this turn, not this turn. I hate this turn so much. I hate it so much. Ugh. Okay. That's actually not the worst one. There's one that's a lot worse than that coming up here pretty soon. It's this one. This is the one that I hate. Please don't spin out. Please don't spin out. Please don't spin out. Thank you. I can be okay with being in 5th in this area here because everybody's still pretty close together. Because I mean, that last little hairpin turn over there, over by the starting area, that's usually where I can kind of, you know, make a little bit of my position back. Because I can usually do some douchebaggery-laden moves just like that there, and I can overtake a guy or two. So I've got another little thing I want to talk about before this video's over. I just started using Reddit not very long ago. Like, I don't know where the hell I've been over the last number of years that I'm just now starting to get into Reddit. Like, where the hell have I been? But I started getting into the subreddit shower thoughts just because of, like, I don't know, I love kind of things like that, like things that you just think of in the shower, obviously, where you've got the most time to think about stuff. Either that or when you're, like, taking a dump, where you just kind of think about things about your day. And it's like my new favorite place to be. There's so many things that wow, why the hell did you go into that wall like that? There was no part of me driving just now that, like, I didn't lean into that at all. Like, I was going perfectly straight, but hitting the brakes just made my car just, like, totally swerve over that way for some reason. That was really stupid. Come on, here we go. I really need to finish at least respectably here. I really don't want to totally blow this entire thing by having a last place finish here. I know that we've got like a 6-point lead on the Supra, but I mean, if we only get 1 point out of this, we'll totally lose. So I mean, we need to probably get at least like 4th to really have a chance to win this cup. I'm not trying to lose this in the stupidest possible way because I couldn't close out at least a marginal finish. So the thought, like, I just posted my first thing on Reddit, and it was something that I totally had thought about while I was in the shower just a couple days ago. I was actually going to share it with you guys, like, the day that it happened, because it's now been, like, festering in my brain ever since then. But the thought was, like, do you ever think that it's weird that we all have, like, a little voice in our heads that we use to read things with when we're not reading things aloud? Or that, like, we kind of, like, sometimes we'll converse with the voice in our heads to, like, kind of work things out, like inner quarrels in your mind. Like, an example of it, like, sometimes I'll be in the shower and, like, I'll kind of give myself, like, a little bit of a countdown of, you know, the amount of time, like, just, like, the remaining amount of time I want to be in the shower before I get out, but I kind of want to soak in that last, like, few seconds of warm water, so I'll kind of do, like a little countdown in my head where I'll be like, 15, 14, 13, whatever, but I won't. I'll just kind of speak it in my head, but it's still like my own voice. Man, I hope we had enough points to not lose this thing. Please tell me we didn't lose this thing. I think that we should be okay. I think we still, it maybe like tied or won. Oh god. Oh no, we got it. Yeah, we win. We are the winners. Not a very sexy finish, but we got it done though. So, okay, let's see what our prize is here. I'm very intrigued. What else have we? Championship bonus. Yeah, back up to 25,000. We pretty much did that racing for free, more or less. We actually gained $1,000 out of it, and we have another new car. So yeah, I was standing in the shower the other day, and instead of doing that countdown, I started I grabbed just the bottle of shampoo that was right there, and I started reading it off to myself just for the hell of it, because I am intrigued by stuff like that. Oh, it's a Sil 80. Cool. I like those things. They're kind of nifty. Even though I don't really need it for anything right now, but I might as well just keep it there. Can we sell these? I'm surprised we actually, it doesn't look like we can actually, oh god, I kind of got some of that reflux going on there. I guess we can't sell those, that's kind of weird. Normally you would think we could do that. But yeah, I just started reading off ingredients on that, and that's the moment that all of a sudden I noticed, I was like, holy shit, there's a voice in my head that's saying this to myself, but I'm not actually speaking it, but I can still hear it. It's so weird. And sometimes, I think the weirder one is sometimes when you read something that was written by somebody else that say your mom leaves you a note on the refrigerator or something, sometimes you'll read it, but instead of reading it in your own voice, you'll read it in in the other person that wrote its voice. Or sometimes you'll read statuses on Facebook, and if it's somebody that you know really well, you'll read it in their voice sometimes, the way that you think that they would read it. It's just such a perplexing thing to think about. I feel so many of us don't even realize that that's going on, but it's still just totally going on. It's a really fascinating thing, and I never really thought about it much until just a couple days ago. I was like, oh my god. What if there was actually a microscopic version of yourself standing on top of your brain, just talking to you, and that's how that worked, instead of it just being your own mind able to amplify your own voice into stuff that's not actually happening, kind of, sort of, or whatever. You know what I mean by saying that. I know that doesn't really sound like it made any sense, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, guys, well, before I ramble on too much about stuff that's going to make people's brains explode, thus killing the small man standing on it, I think what we're going to do next time is we may have to go out and search for another car. Either that, or maybe use that Demio and jump into the lightweight cup. God, I wish you could see what other cars you're up against in this sort of thing. That would be kind of interesting to know. I guess I could just jump into that Demio and do an entry in here and check it out, but... So when we come back, we're gonna kind of weigh things out a little bit and see what would be the best option. Obviously, we've got these things that we can do with our B license, and then we'll probably have to go and do our A license test pretty soon, since we will need to be able to get into some of these things and a lot of the the Clubman Cup and the GT Cup that are available in the GT League. So we'll maybe do some coin flipping experiments and see what we can come up with for our destination next time. But until then, my friends, I hope that I didn't overwhelm you too much with talking. I know that when I get impassioned about stuff, I'll just start rambling without really noticing how much I'm actually just spewing things at you guys. So I apologize for that, but I hope that you guys enjoyed it anyways. So, when we come back, we'll have a lot more fun. Until then, my friends, this is your host, AMF1534, saying thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.